Hey everybody, welcome to another video. Today we're going to be talking about 10 words you're saying wrong. Because how do we know if it's right? Like, you know what I mean? So I'm going to say it how I say it, and hopefully they put in, how do you, kinetic or, I don't know, when they put how you pronounce it in parentheses, I don't know what they call it, but hopefully they do that. 10 words you're saying wrong. The Western world has become so multicultural that half of our daily discussions now involve terms that are borrowed into English from other cultures or references to people who were not born in English-speaking nations. It is consequently no surprise that we all pronounce many of these terms wrong. This fun little list will help you get it right. Number 10, Angela Merkel. Angela Merkel is the Chancellor of Germany. She was elected in 2005 and has held a position for... When was this written? This was written in 2019. Has held the position for 14 years due to the fact that the German government is built of a grand coalition rather than a dominant ruling party. She was born in East Germany and until last year was the leader of the Christian-based political party called the Christian Democratic Union of Germany. So how are you getting her name wrong? It looks pretty basic, right? Angela, as an English name, is rightly pronounced with the G pronounced like a J, as in jello. But in German, the G is hard, so the letter in her name is actually pronounced like the G in angel. So she is actually Angela Merkel. I actually knew that. I've heard that somewhere. It's Angela Merkel. Pronounced somewhat appropriately, perhaps, like Urkel as in Steve Urkel. So it's Angela Merkel, not Angela Merkel. Okay, number 9, Kim Jong-un. Kim Jong-un. Kim Jong-un, or Kim Jong-un, is the current dictator of North Korea. Koreans, like most Asians, put their names opposite to us with the last name first. This means that Kim Jong-un's last name is Kim. Kim is the most common surname in Korea. It is common as John as a first name in the United States or Muhammad in the United Kingdom. We all know how to pronounce Kim. But what about the weird first name? Most people pronounce it like two distinct words. Jong-un, with the un being pronounced in a variety of ways. Mostly wrong. The un part is actually E-U-N, which doesn't really have a counterpart in English, being something like a cross between and un. So un. But John-un is pronounced as a two-syllable single rhyming word with Tongan, a person from Tonga. If you wrote it more plainly in English using our own conventions, the great dictator would become Jong and Kim. So next time you were discussing the great leaps forward in relations between the U.S., South Korea, and North Korea under President Trump, you can say Kim Jong-un. Kim Jong-un. Kim Jong-un. I don't freaking know. Well, President Trump is no longer the president, unfortunately. Number 8, Che Guevara. Che Guevara, the horrific murderer whose face adorns the chests of thousands of young American rebels, ironically on one of capitalism's finest achievements. The T-shirt is probably one of the most well-known communists in Western society. The lowest estimate of his death toll comes in a I don't know how to pronounce it, 105. But numbers escalate into the thousands when less restrictive definitions of murder are applied. Murder is the unlawful killing of someone with intent. So considering how much love this monster receives, you think people would mostly say his name right. On the contrary, I would posit that most of you reading have never heard it said correctly. Che is wrong. Che with the... So it's Che with the CH pronounced like Chase is right. And his last name is pronounced Guevara. Guevara? I'm sorry. Keep it together, Mark. Keep it together. Number 7, Espresso. Espresso is a delightful coffee that Americans are just starting to appreciate. It is usually made when steam is forced through ground coffee beans and is the starting liquid for many other great coffees such as cappuccinos and lattes. The mispronunciation most common with this word is in which an X sound is inserted, giving us espresso. It's espresso. In fact, the correct pronunciation is espresso. The term espresso itself is from the Italian meaning to express, because, sorry, that was gross. The coffee flavor is expressed from the beans. It is probably that this is similarity in terms is what has led so many to misuse the word. Number 8, bruschetta. While we are on the subject of Italian delights, let's take a quick look at another slightly less common one. Bruschetta is a delicious piece of toasted bread upon which is spread some equally delicious toppings. Typically the likes of tapenade or other spreads. I'm butchering these words. This word is most often pronounced bruschetta. An Italian does indeed have a sh sound, but the sh sound is Italian written sc as lascia, pronounced lascia. Lascia. In bruschetta, we have the typical Italian pronunciation of ch, which is hard. So which bruschetta. Bruschetta. So the correct way to say these yummy treats is bruschetta. Really? It's bruschetta. Not bruschetta. It's bruschetta. I'm gonna go to an Italian restaurant. Like, can I have the bruschetta? They're probably gonna look at me like, what the frick? No, like not an Italian restaurant, like an Olive Garden, something like that. That's not really. It is Italian because they serve Italian food, but it's not actually ethnic if you think about it. Number 5, Huawei. No, I don't even know how to pronounce it. I've never seen this word. Former President Trump's hated Chinese brand is Huawei. Hated for using stolen technology and for doing to their customers what the likes of Apple, Google, and Facebook do to their customers. Spy for the government. Though in the case of this company, for the communist, not the NSA. This is a word that looks totally unpronounceable from the get-go. And if here we go again, it's freaking refreshing itself. What the hell? Really? You're being a pain in the earth! Jesus Christmas. What the hell? Why are you going up? Stop going up. I'll be back. Sorry about that. So how do you even tackle it? There are clearly way too many vowels in there. Fortunately, this is actually a real easy one. Huawei. That's it. Wa like a baby, and way like a direction. Huawei. That's it? Huawei? It's Hauwei. So it's Huawei? Okay. What? Number 4, Quinoa. This odd herb with edible seeds originates in pre-Columbian America and is now adorned by the strange breed of human animals that refuse to eat animal life. Vegans and vegetarians, which I don't really get. I don't get them. The seed was actually largely superseded in the Americas by Western cereals upon the arrival of Europeans. But it has definitely seen a surge in popularity in the middle classes of Europe and America with a strong media drive towards environmental living. So how do you say the name of this weird plant? Probably incorrectly. Thank God for this website, List First. You'll never get it wrong again. It's quinoa. Quinoa. I knew that. I knew it. I've heard of it. It's quinoa. I've heard of it. That's probably everybody in the world. Number 3, Joaquin Phoenix. I bet you people say Joe Quinn. Because when I first heard of this guy, I thought it was Joe Quinn. I bet you people say Joe Quinn. Back to personal names. Joaquin Phoenix is the brother of the dead actor River Phoenix, who was a rising star in the firmament of the Hollywood before it was swallowed by a hole in the black hole we now know as Chinese finance. What? Joaquin's start as an actor was under his self-given name of Leaf, but he later returned to the birth name his parents gave him. Hilariously, his sister is named Rain Joan of Arc Bottom. What the frick? Anyway, Joaquin is Puerto Rican born, and his name is the Spanish form of Joachim, a Hebrew name meaning lifted by Yahweh. He was undoubtedly given that name because his mother's Jewish heritage. Like quinoa, the word looks more confusing than it actually is. It's simply pronounced Joaquin, almost exactly in the inverse of quinoa. I bet you people pronounce it Joe Quinn, because that's what I thought it was. I thought it was Joe Quinn. The hell is Rain Joan of Arc Bottom? Number 2, treatise. Okay. Treatise is usually a long and drawn-out exposition of a subject in written form. It is longer than an essay and tends to give very deep consideration to a particular subject. The most famous treatise of all is probably The Art of War by Sun Tzu, with a close second being The Prince by Nicola Machiavelli. I'm butchering these people's names. Being able to correctly pronounce a word will give you the appearance of being a person who might also spend his evenings deeply engrossed in a treatise. So you would do well to learn if you wish to appear to be at the acme of intelligent society, not a supermarket. And acme, the definition of acme is like greatest of all time or whatever. So yeah, the word is said treatise with the emphasis on the word tree. So treatise, treatise, treatise. Butthole. I don't know why I just said that. And number 1, nuclear. It's nuclear, but I say nuclear. For the life of me, I can't find an example of this being discussed elsewhere on this verse, yet it seems to me the most likely candidate for a list like this. I'm going to keep it short. The word is nuclear, not nuclear. Who the hell says nuclear? It's nuclear. It is, yep. I can't repeat that because it's not 2019. Well, I want to thank you all for watching. If you did like this video, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, or I'll beat your ass. Nah, I'm just kidding. See y'all.